Senator from Louisiana.
Ms. Smith, when a vendor is flagged as a possible seller of counterfeit goods, does that trigger an examination of their entire business, for example, with other possible offenses like trade-based money laundering?
Senator, we do, once we have identified a particular business entity as a risk, we do try to take a broad-based approach to looking at all of their business activity. We have some challenges because oftentimes they will disappear and we need to find them through either corporate officers or other targeting information. We are also looking to make sure that when we see a pattern of conduct from one business entity, that we look for that same pattern of conduct with similar types of businesses.
Now, that leads to my next question. Data analytics is being used by many in an attempt to, okay, winnow out and find that needle in the... Now, it sounds like you would start off, is it from China or is it from Hong Kong? But then you could pare it down, I presume. Is that being done?
Yes, Senator, it is, but I think we can do more. There are amazing developments in the technology space around predictive analytics. CBP has used a number of tools over the years to target risk, but I think sort of the next frontier for us is around applying some of these innovative technologies to find that needle in a haystack.
Our office has been trying to figure out how well our agencies work together on trade-based money laundering. And I always point out, it's estimated cartels move $110 billion a year from the United States to Mexico, but we only confiscate, best as we can tell, about $7 billion. Now, Senator Wyden spoke of the cost of doing business. We're only getting 5% of $110 billion. What would you say is the state of cooperation between the different agencies tasked with tracking trade-based money laundering and the other issues related to that in this panel?
Senator, I think it's good. The cooperation...
Now, I've heard from others off the record that it's very bad, that it's siloed, and that there's not the cooperation between agencies required for it to be effective. And I'm not accusing you, but if we're moving $110 billion a year and we're only getting $7 billion, it begs the question.
I think this area is a very complex area. Trade-based money laundering is a fairly sophisticated version of trade violation. I think it behooves us to take a whole of government approach, both from a criminal perspective and a civil perspective, and applying the information that we can get from our intelligence agencies to both recognize and share that information to ensure that we're going after in real time.
I accept all that conceptually. I guess what I'm probing for is if what I'm hearing off the record is that it's not occurring now, how do we make that occur?
I think by your message today, your question today, to identify that as a high-risk area that the Congress is interested in. And then I think what we do is pull together those key agencies, whether it be ICE, whether it be the Department of Treasury, to focus on trade-based money laundering with the mandate to share information and take aggressive action.
Does anybody else on the panel have anything to offer on this particular topic? Okay. I think I saw Mr. Brady nodding, so even though he's from UL, I thought maybe he had a thought on it.
Senator, no, I have nothing to offer at this time.
Okay, thank you, sir. Let's see what else my interests lie in. Using your current data analytics, are you able to identify both small shipments occurring through the mail, through United States Postal Service, as well as larger shipments or shipments going through FedEx or DHL, UPS, et cetera?
Yes, sir, we are. We get very good advanced electronic data in the express courier environment. And
what about USPS?
We are getting better. I think the advanced electronic data that we're seeing is not what we would like.
So when you say better, That's a very elastic term. It could be from 1% to 2%, which would be a 100% improvement, but in absolute percentage, it's pretty lousy. So a USPS, what percent of illicit or illegal or counterfeit goods do you feel that you're detecting when it comes through USPS?
We are getting advanced electronic data on approximately 50% of small packages in the postal environment now, which is significantly up. It represents data from 30 countries, which is significantly up from what we got 5 years ago, which was
Now,
data from
it sounds like Hong Kong and China are the ones that really matter.
Yes.
So to what degree are you getting that from Hong Kong and China?
We are getting all of the advanced electronic data from China and Hong Kong. If you'll give me just a moment. Yes, Hong Kong as well. So
And
we are getting.
so are we seizing illegal, illicit counterfeit goods from those areas?
Yes, we are seizing counterfeit goods. We are also focused on things like fentanyl.
So what percent of that would be my last question. Thank you, Mr. Chair, for being. What percent of the counterfeit, illegal, illicit goods coming through the USPS do you feel you're confiscating? 5%, 10%, or 100%?
Sir, I don't have an answer to that, and I think that's what GAO has asked us to look at. We will look at that going forward and try to get that estimate.
Okay, thank you. I yield back.